You have got to see this, guys. Home Depot has beautiful summer flowers, perfect for the warm weather and at unbelievable prices. They also have herbs and veggies as well. So come along with me and let's take a trip over for these deals. My name is Marlene. Welcome to my home and garden channel. So we started off out first in the courtyard, and over here they had these beautiful 10-inch hanging baskets, and they typically go for $13.88. Well, now they're going for $8.88, and that is such a bargain because even after the flowers have died, because these are annuals, these petunias, you can use these baskets year after year. So that's an amazing deal. Down here, they had these dahlias. They were blooming. These are also 10-inch containers. I didn't see the sign, but they were right next to them, and the initial price is the same. So I'm thinking they're also going for that, but always check with them. These ones were right next to the same sign, and these were for same thing again, $8.88. Absolutely beautiful. So were these begonias, guys. They don't have a lot of blooms on them, but if you've ever grown begonias before, you know that they fluff out and they look so gorgeous. These are some Vinca, and these are very drought tolerant plants, and these are kind of the variety that tend to hang a little bit more cascading. So these are going to come down and look really nice on the containers. And on our recent video, my husband and I, we showed you how we refreshed our front yard for summer, from spring into summer, and we did use Vinca in there, and I'll link it at the end of this video if you wanted to check it out. So let's take a closer look, guys. These are the beautiful petunias that were in a different container. So these are if you wanted to put them, like, say, in your window boxes or your flower beds for yourself. And they also have multiple roots in there, so you can spread it out. You can mix and match your colors. And these are very warm and vibrant, which is absolutely perfect for moving from the spring right over into summer. And they had so many of them, and I just think it's such a good deal and such a wonderful plant to have. Now these are the wave ones, even more spectacular because these ones, they tend to cascade down even further. I had one that maybe grew to about 2.5 feet off from the container that it was in. One year I had some at my mailbox, and it just flowed out into the street. It was so beautiful, guys. So highly recommended. And this is not sponsored, by the way, guys. I'm just showing what they have here, as I do for many different garden centers and stores out there. And these are Vinca, the traditional ones, and I always love these beautiful pink colors. And right behind them, they also had some marigold as well. They have the orange ones and the yellow ones as well, so we can't have too many of those in our garden. Of course, you can always mix and match your colors depending on what works best for you. And these ones over here, these were a little bit more of the non-traditional types of periwinkle or Vinca. You can see they're slightly different. The center is a little bit darker, or even the petals a little bit more twirly-whirly. So it just depends on if you want to try something different. If you prefer traditional, then they have more than enough of either of the types available. You can see the prices on the various ones that are there. And of course, it does vary based on how long the specials last and also where you are. And these over here, these are some sweet potato vine, and these ones are great as trailers. You're spilling off the sides of your containers, and they can take the full sun. So they're out here in this sunny area where all of these sun-loving ones are. We'll take a look at the ones that prefer part shade, different types of plants, a little further down in the video. So be sure to keep watching if that is the kind of garden space that you're dealing with, because there's something here for everyone. And I try to show you the prices on them. Over here, these are some beautiful pentas. And I've always loved growing pentas. They're very drought tolerant. They're annuals, but they do serve their purpose right through until the fall. Pollinators absolutely love them, especially bees. So if you want to attract bees, this is a very good one to get. So is this one right here, Lantana. And this one, you don't need to deadhead them. The pentas, you kind of do if you want to get the very best results from them. You can see these are pretty good size containers too. Over here, these are some Angelonia, and I've fallen in love with these ones over the recent years. They're very beautiful. They're drought tolerant as well too, and they're going to last right again into fall as well. Absolutely beautiful. You can get the smaller size too. Let's say you're doing a lot, or maybe it's not in your budget to get larger ones. You can get a little smaller one and pop a few here and there. It's going to even be the thriller in your container garden because it does come up a little bit, and it'll be in the center or the back, ahead of those that trail or fill out the space. So it's very versatile, but you can use it either way. If you have taller plants, these could even be the filler in your container. If you want those really warm colors, this is celosia right here, And these go right up into the fall season. Of course, that color works really, really well too, like in September and October. Over here, they have some Cana. Some people call them Cana lilies. And these are tropical, but they become more hardy over the years. So like in my growing zone 8, they are actually able to come back if we just, cut them down in the fall when the leaves dry down, cover them over with a thick layer of mulch, and they will come back. So depending on where you are, they may or may not come back, but it doesn't hurt to try. These over here are some beautiful mandevilla that they have with the crotons, and they have these out in the courtyard for full sun. But I've found that the crotons, for me, they seem to do better in part shade. Let me know what your experience is. And I've actually have one growing indoors. You've probably seen it if you've been following my videos, where I've had it indoors for about 3 years now, and it looks absolutely fabulous, and it even flowers indoors. And these are some beautiful topiary roses. So, so gorgeous. Just look at them, guys. They're so beautiful. And this one down here, look at the name, guys. Julie Andrews. The hills are alive. I just love that color. And I just think it is so gorgeous. Tell me what you think, guys. And these always smell so nice. So over here now, more of the full sun plants would be these daylilies, and this is a taller variety. And you can see how big, how large these flower heads are, and they have that two-tone color. And these are perennials, so they're going to come back year after year for you. So definitely worth the investment. And of course, you can always divide them. Same is true for the agapanthus right here. Lily of the Nile. Typically, you'll see the purple ones with a dark purple or light purple, but I've never seen the white ones before. So this was a very pleasant surprise. And I've always liked them. I've never grown them before, but as you can see, pollinators love them. So I think it's a good one to have too. Here, this is the limelight hydrangea. We always want to have some of those because, they come back year after year and they're really beautiful. They're very drought tolerant. And some people, if they have issues wearing the regular hydrangeas, those are good options. And these over here, these are some hibiscus. And boy, are these colors gorgeous. They are so, so beautiful. Just look at that red nectar in the center there. It's so, so pretty. They're not hardy though in my zone, so they will not come back, but you can certainly enjoy them right up until your first hard frost. And if you're big budget, and you wanted, or you just wanted something that's going to give you a real pop of color right away, then this is a good one to have. You can see what the price is going there for. You just deadhead them and they'll keep coming back. This over here is Gumfrina, very, very drought tolerant. And, the seed heads, they typically, you can sow them and they'll come back the following year for you. And it's pretty large. So I checked to see the price until I finally found one for you guys. I'm looking out to make sure I got all the information I can for you. And I think they're so pretty. This was another good deal over here because typically you can see how much these go for, but they were selling them 3 for $12. That means that it's $4 for one instead of this price that you're seeing there. And all the other ones in those same containers, same value there again. So you can go out and check. And it's always good to have, this is the African marigold, but it's always good to have marigolds. So if you wanted to have even the other regular variety of the marigolds, you can get these ones as well too. They're excellent companion plants to keep away certain bad pests and diseases. Now to our hard shade plants, once we step further inside, these are some beautiful Sunpatiens, and they already put together the basket, so all the work has already been done for you. We have Creeping Jenny and the Sunpatiens, and they're very, very pretty. I love those colors. You can see how they're looking. Take another look at them over here, guys. So, so beautiful. Here's another one again too. In this one, they put caladiums. And again, they say Sunpatiens take full sun, but I've found that in many cases, part sun is great for them, which means they get 4 to 6 hours of sunlight per day. If you wanted to put your own, make it your own, you can always buy the smaller sizes like these and get your larger container and just put, different things in there, different colors, match them the way you want. And it could just be something that's very unique. If you like the warmer colors, then they have these over here for you as well. So, you have lots of options there. And these are one of my favorite things, guys, caladiums. These were just so gorgeous. And these do prefer part sun. I've seen people grow them in full sun too, but I really think that they do prefer part sun, which again would be 4 to 6 hours of direct sunlight per day. And just look at this, guys. So gorgeous. It's just so beautiful. I could just look at these all day. And here's another variety as well. They have different colorations on them. Some of them are larger than others. Here's some more of them over here again. Some of them, the leaves are a little bit more wavy. Just different things. And you have the lighter colored ones as well too. Typically the lighter colored ones tend to want a little bit more shade when you plant them. And this right here is one of my favorite container gardens that I've ever done. I thought it just came out so spectacular. I started off so small in a video a couple of years ago. When I link my begonia playlist, you can check it out. It should be in there. Just, click on it at the end and you'll see them. And over here, this is a very good companion to go with the caladiums. That would be begonias. Look at them. They look so shiny and so healthy. And this is the big begonia. That's what this one is here. You can see they have different flowers. You have your reds, pinks, and whites, and you can mix and match them any way that you like. $7.98 for those, just to show you how big they are right next to my hand. Absolutely gorgeous. And of course, you can get the regular wax begonias. These are for, smaller sizes again, and they fluff out so well. These ones over here, these ones are the tuberous begonias, which are different than the wax begonias, and you can see how they combine them with the polka dot plant. I just think they look so beautiful, and they also have some fern in there as well, so that tells you right away that this is more of a part shade, sometimes even full shade. And in this recent video, I talked about the different varieties of begonias. I tried to make it as simple as possible for you, and I'll link it at the end so you can see how to have success growing any type of begonia that you may have. Moving on next to coleus, another favorite of mine, guys. The leaves of this plant are so beautiful. They do flower too, but the most admired part of them is the leaves. And this one is called Spitfire. I'm sure you can see why. This one over here, also beautiful. And this one is called Kong Jr. Not sure how it got that name, but that's what they're calling it right there. And then over here, there's another one again. You can see all the ruffles around. My sister grew this one before. Another interesting name again, Flamethrower. And this one might be my favorite. I think it is just so beautiful. The color is just so striking. You can just mix and match them any way that you want. This is Ruby Sparkle. You can surely see why it got that name. So I just love coleus. I think they're just such a gorgeous plant. If you're liking this video so far, be sure to give me a thumbs up so it can be recommended out to others. And I just wanted to see how they combine some of the flowers on the here. Heuchera is the one that's that kind of pale color at the bottom there, but they combine them together. And you can, you can make this, you can do this too. Just get the different ones that they have, and you can just mix and match them in a way that works best for you. And if you put the Spiller, Thriller, Filler, it works a lot better too. Just wanted to take a moment to invite you to subscribe to our channel if you've never done so before. My husband and I, we do lots of gardening topics. We do garden DIYs. We show you at the garden center and just mistakes that we and others have learned from. So be sure to tap the bell twice if you've never done that, so you'll be notified. And we do weekly videos, so stop by and check us out if you haven't heard anything in a little while. And then over here now we have some trailing type plants. So if you wanted to get that spiller effect in your container, you can use any one of these. Like your creeping Jenny was the one you saw first. And these are some different varieties of the sweet potato vine that grows down in cascades. And this is, some people call it zebra plant, some people call it tradescanta. It's also another good one for trailing from your containers. Just be sure to match them with plants that have similar lighting needs so they can all be happy together. This over here is Persian Shield. This one tends to grow a little bit taller than the other ones that you saw. So this may be a good thriller in a container. You can even grow them by themselves, a little bit towards the back of it. And this right here, this is Mandevilla. I've never seen one in this color before. Let me know if you ever have. It's kind of peachy and it's just really cute. Very, very different. If you want something that, looks a little exceptional, that would be a good one. And of course, they can't leave out hydrangeas. They got to have these, and these are part sun lovers. So if you're going to get your hydrangeas, you want to be sure that you put them in an area that does not get afternoon sun, because if you put them in an area that does get afternoon sun, they're not going to be happy there, and the leaves will get burned, sometimes even the petals too. So it's best to put them in an area. Typically west facing and south facing are the garden spots that tend to get the most sunlight and harsher conditions, unless there's dappled sunlight from shade or something like that. But east and sometimes north is the best for them, north being the coolest, of course. They also had fern too, but I thought they were a little bit higher in price than some of the other places that I saw, but I did want to show them to you just in case you wanted to pick some up, when you went there. We move on to our succulents now. These are aloe vera, and of course aloe vera has so many wonderful uses. It has medicinal properties, and it's just so good for you. This, on the other hand, I'm not so sure. This Madagascar palm with those prickly thorns on there, especially if you have kids around. It looks unique, but It would not be for me, but everybody has their own likeness, and it looks very, very different, very striking. And they have more succulents over here. And these plants, they're very easy to propagate. So you buy one and you can get so many, many plants from just the one. And they have some tuna over there as well too. If you want to get one that's in their container, then of course you're going to have to pay a lot more, but you can see how they arrange them here. But again, you can propagate these out and you can get so many plants. Just from one leaf, you can get, other plants coming from there. You can see how the prices are going for them right there. And they have that kind of a rustic, almost desert-like look. And over here, these are some beautiful, beautiful dahlias. And I just love the leaf coloration. And these is very dark. And it says that they like full sun. So you'll have to put them in that area. You can see how much they were going for. And for these, we can just take up the tubers and they will come back. Over here, this is Cassandra. And I'm seeing this one a little bit more frequently in recent years. They say full sun. I've seen them grow in both part shade and full sun. And either one, they were fine. Over here, gerbera daisies. These always remind me of one of my grandmothers because she always talked about gerbera daisies. And I think they're so beautiful. Look at that color, guys. It is so striking. Of course, they have the yellows and they have the whites. I've seen pink sometimes too. I bought that one before. And of course, that orange one is very unusual. Very, very much so. They did have a discount on, or special price, I should say, on mulch. But this was more the red, black, and the brown. Personally, I prefer the pine bark mulch, so we just paid the price for those and got them. That's my favorite one to get. Not necessarily the brand, but the type. And they also had the potting mix over here. Not much of a deal, but still a little bit off. And over here, these were some nice peppers and other veggies that they had 4 for 10, so that's a pretty good deal. Good time now to get them in the ground. When they had tomatoes over here as well, 2 different types. And of course, lots of different herbs. They had lots of different herbs going there. And these are so easy for beginners. Just make sure they have enough sun and water them not too often. Let the soil dry out a little bit. And you typically have success with those. And they make excellent companion plants for so many of the veggies that we have in our garden. And these basil have become one of my favorite, and my sons too, which is great. And my husband as well. And we have rosemary over there as well too. We have the darker colored basil. So there's so much to choose from. And of course, rosemary, I have my really mammoth one, if I can call it that. And if you want to have larger tomatoes, to come up a little bit faster, if you're a little bit late in starting, you can get some of them that already even have fruit on them like these. But of course, you'll have to pay more. And they kind of have a little cage around them too. So that kind of prevents you from having to do all of that work. So it definitely helps. So guys, I hope that, you got some great information from this. I want to say a special thanks to all my channel members. Appreciate you all. We love you so much. And for those of you that share our videos out with fellow gardeners, those that like gardening or those that are aspiring to become gardeners, we learn so much from each other, from your comments and your questions too. If you've never come here before, hope that you'll consider subscribing. We thank you so much for watching and certainly hope to see you in the next video. Happy gardening and happy spring into summer. Take care.